All right, Shalom to the elect of Israel, to the hopeful elect of Israel. You Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American, West Indian, and Haitians, and the foreign Israelites that look like the other nations scattered across the four corners of the earth. I want to give all praises to Barak Yahawah, Barak Yahawashi, Barak Yahawah, Barak Yahawashi, Barak Yahawah, Barak Yahawashi. Got to give all praises to Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi, Bahasham Rawchaa Qadash, and it's Bahasham Rawchaa Qadash, Salakia. And I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who led me to this truth and have been ordained to teach the flock and have been ordained by the Lord to teach the flock how to live, repent, pray, fast, and show forth the Lord's righteousness and mercy, judgment, forgiveness, and wrath to all who are part of the hopeful elect. The name of the Heavenly Father is Yahawah, who everybody ignorantly calls God. Yahawashi is the only begotten Son of Yahawah, which everybody ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. Lord willing, this be edifying to those who fear in the name of the Lord and are striving to show forth the Lord's righteousness every day to the best of their abilities. His judgment always comes to light. Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 5, and is not slack. 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 9. So the Lord had the spirit on me to deal with some articles. But first, I wanted to come do basically like a land back kind of response to all the brethren who have been talking about this Dr. Michael Brown guy. And we don't even consider him as a doctor. You know, he's basically a descendant of Amalek, which is the first descendants of Esau, Edom, who are trying to come and claim that everything we're saying is foolish and saying that, Great Millstone on down, we don't have truth. We don't have proof that there's no such thing as white. Okay. They're not white. Okay. They're red. Okay. And I'm going to show what the Lord's putting the spirit on me to bring up. But first, we're going to start right here at Genesis 3:15. All the brothers are doing this, so I need to get on this and go ahead and make a small lesson about it, and then get into some articles. I wanted to do them the other day. I wanted to do them earlier today, but I had to go to the plantation. But I am going to do them, Lord willing. So we're going to start at Genesis 3:15. It says, I will put enmity between thee and the woman is Israel, and between thy seed and her seed, because women cannot have seed. So we know this is talking about Israel. When you look in Revelations, it talks about in chapter 12, verse 1, it talks about the woman Israel. That's literally the title of it. So it says, it shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel. When you look in 2nd Esdras, chapter 6, verse 9, it says Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning that followeth. So the Lord said, when the serpent, right above that, it said the serpent, he cursed him. And then when he cursed him, he said, okay, after I cursed you, you're going to eat belly, you're going to eat dust eat dust all the days of our life, which means that they will be the basis of men. They will be carnal. They wouldn't be able to think spiritually about things. That's why Esau, this is why Jacob supplanted Esau's blessing, because Jacob supplanted Esau's blessing because Esau did not see the wealth in it because there was not something carnal. Okay. He didn't understand it until later. Then that's when he got mad like he is now. He's all mad. He wants to be a little fucking baby about it. But, this is how the Lord set it up. So it says, it shall bruise thy head and thou shalt bruise his heel. And his heel, that's Israel. That's Jacob. Okay. Which means that we would have to be under them for a while before we were given this inheritance, this blessing. That's why when Yahawashi said that there's going to be a falling away first, to whom all ever was back there listening to him, saying, hey, when are we going to get the kingdom? He said it's going to be a falling away first, and some things are going to have to happen, and then you're going to get it. So basically, and that's why after that it says to the woman, he said, he greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception, and sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, he shall rule over thee. See, that's how we know that the woman right here is not talking about the same woman. He ain't gonna tell the woman that she's gonna have seed. He told the woman that she's gonna bear seed. She's gonna have to conceive seed. Okay, that's given by the man, and the woman is basically the man first and foremost of Israel. That's the Lord's woman, his nation is Israel. So now we're gonna look this up. And we're gonna tie in a couple precepts, and we're gonna bring out how we know Esau Edom is a so-called white man. Okay, so in Zillah, she also bare Tubal-Cain, an instructor of every artificer in brass and iron, right? And the sister of Tubal-Cain was Naamah. And Tubal-Cain is one of Cain's sons, okay? So let's look up Cain and let's see what he is. Let's see what Tubal-Cain, okay? So you look up the word Tubal-Cain.
Strong's H8423, Tuval-Cain. Tuval-Cain.
So it says, thou will be brought of Cain, right? And then it says, son of Lamech by his wife Zillah, and the first worker in Metul, okay? So this is why Esau, Edom, and them are connected, because Esau, Edom was blessed with the sword. And we're going to pull that up in a second, but they are artificers of weapon, okay? That's why America, Babylon the Great have the best weapons, okay? Because it's Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, okay? But we're going to break it all down to you. Lord willing, this is edifying to the flock. So I'm just trying to show you that Tubal-Cain was the first. He was an instructor of every artificer in brass and iron. Okay, he's basically, his name means smith. He's the smith. And Lamech, like I said, that's his son. Right? Yeah, that's what it said. It said, yeah, son. He's the son. He's the son of Lamech. And Lamech, okay, we're gonna talk about him in a second. Okay, but we're gonna do Genesis. We're gonna read down a little bit. Yeah. So verse 23, and it reads, and Lamech said unto his wives, Ada and Zillah, hear my voice, ye wives of Lamech, hearken unto my speech, for I have slain a man to my wounding, and a young man to my hurt. If Cain shall be avenged sevenfold, because that was the curse. They said if anybody was to lay their hands on Cain, then they would be punished sevenfold, which is completion. Okay, but then he said, if Cain shall be avenged sevenfold, truly Lamech 70 and sevenfold. So why does it say 70 and sevenfold? Because Lamech, okay, was basically, if you was to touch Lamech in the time to come, you did Esau Edom was going to deal with you when he was reincarnated back into Esau Edom after the flood. Okay, that's what it's saying. You know, that's what it's saying. Just like when Cain killed Abel, Abel came back as Seth. That's why they started calling him. Okay. So basically we're gonna look up, like I said, he avenged him 70-fold. Now we're gonna look up Genesis 25 and 25. Okay, and then after that, we're gonna tie in to how we know that Esau Edom represents the Roman Empire, and also that this is the revived Roman Empire, America, Babylon the Great. Okay. So Genesis 25:25 says, and the first came out red all over like an hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. So you put in the tools. Say it came out red. Then you go to the root word. And it says, you know how it says red, whatever, ruby red. That's what people saying, he was red. You come down here, it says to show blood in the face, i.e. flush or turn rosy. Don't when so-called white people blush, they skin get red, or you know what I'm saying, or they're like ashamed or something, their face get red. You see? Or they get real hot, they face turn red because they pink. They're not white. Okay, that was a term that was invented, okay, in the 1600s, but we're going to pull that up in a second. But first, we need to tie in, that basically the reason why Esau Edom was blessed with the sword, because he was Cain's seed coming back. That's why it says in another scripture, woe unto them that they have went in the way of Cain, okay, by following Esau Edom, because they're the same seed line. Okay, they come through Satan, the spiritual demon. Okay, and the spiritual demon, Satan, actually works for Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. Okay, he's in the heavens. He did get cast out. He's in the heavens, and the Lord uses him to punish the wicked. Okay, the wicked Israelites. That's what he's using. He said, "I'll scatter you among the heathens and send a sword after you." Okay, and that's Esau Edom. Okay, his physical seed that Satan controls. Okay, so now we're gonna go that we're gonna prove that he had the sword. Okay, he was blessed with the sword, just like Tubal Cain and them was. You see, when they came back, they was doing the same thing. When Esau came out, he was a hunter. Okay, Jacob dwelt in the tents, and Esau was a hunter. So how you can be a hunter? You have to have artificer of weaponry. You have to know how to use weapons. He had a bow and arrow. He had whatever he had. You know what I'm saying? So it says, Genesis 27:40, it says, and by the sword thou shalt live and serve thy brother, for it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. And that's why right now he has us under submission right now, but it's spinning the flip. Okay. It says, Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, which is his mind, the days of mourning for my father at hand, and I will slay my brother Jacob. There wasn't no so-called Negroes going around slaying everybody through slavery, or there wasn't there wasn't no so-called Negroes taking over the world and enslaving everybody on the damn planet and killing everybody and raping their wives. Nobody did that. Okay, like after they came out of the caves, you know what I'm saying? Because Esau Edom took over, and then they were taken down by Joshua, which is Yahawashi. And they were led into the promised land, and they lived there for 40 years in peace. And then after that 40 years, Daddy said, go bring devil out loose for a short time. And we're gonna pull a scripture that ties into us, but into that. But I want to start right here where you see how it says he was blessed with the sword, right? Well, let's look this up. Let's look up how many bases U.S. bases are in the world. It says a total number of foreign sites with installations and facilities that are either in active use and service or that may be activated and operated by the American military personnel and allies is just over 1,000. So how are you saying that this Mr. Brown guy, how is he saying that there's no way that Esau Edom is the so-called white man? You see what I'm saying? How is he saying this? Now, he didn't even say the so-called white man. He just says white, which means, he highly he doesn't know what he's talking about, period. But the fact that we see Esau Edom was blessed with the sword. Who's got 1,000? Who else has 1,000 military bases all over the earth? No one. Who else has all the materials? It said, by thy fatness. Okay. It said, it will have the fatness of, okay. See, verse 39, and Isaac, which is Yahawashi, because that's why it had to be Yahawashi. No regular human could just bless somebody with the fatness of the earth. Only Yahawashi Yahawashi can give any people dominion. No one else can give someone dominion here. Okay, every dominion thing belongs to Yahawashi Yahawashi, according to Colossians. So it says, and Isaac and his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth and of the dew of heaven from above. See, that's why I got his space stations and all that shit. He has all his materials. Okay. So now we're going to look up this because, you know, it says that they'll make their own tongue fall upon themselves. Well, this Edomite, because they're not white people, they're Edomites or Idumeans. Okay. This guy right here, William Beeston, let's pull him up. William Beeston, he made a book, The Roman Empire, the Empire of the Edomite. Okay. Contends the Roman Empire was Edomite origin. See? That's them. Okay. Let's look up an image. Looks like some white people, but they're not white. They're Edomites. Okay. This is what they look like. Okay. See them. Esau Edom is short for Edomite. Okay. This is them. Okay. See how they got all the grabbing got all the shit. This is what they rate when they raided Israel in 70 AD. They had all this shit and was trying to act like it was their shit. Okay. But that was our stuff. So now we're gonna look this up. When was the term created? See right here, how white people were invented by a playwright in 1613 says right here, right? It says the Jacobean playwright Thomas Middleton. Okay, let's read a little bit of this. Oh, look at that. It's a whole bunch of fucking Edomites in there. Okay. This is plain, man. Okay. There's no Jakes in there. It's all Edomites in that bitch. So it says the executive director of Belt Media Collaborative and the editor-in-chief of Belt Magazine, a contributing editor for the History News Network and a staff writer at the literary site The Millions. His books include the analogy of the God Beat, What Journalism Says About Faith and Why It Matters, co-created with Costa something, Bradenton, Binding the Ghost, Theology Mystery. Okay. That's the people who basically came up with the information. So how white people were invented by the playwright in 1613. Okay, a Jacobean playwright Thomas Middleton invented the concept of white people on October 29th, 1613. See? When they made a little movie or whatever. They weird ass. So let's look up this person, Thomas Middleton. Let's see what he looks like. He looks like a fucking Edomite. He's an Edomite. Okay, see? He's an Edomite. What do you mean they're not so-called white people? That's an Edomite. What are you talking about? Mr. Brown is on some bull biggity. Okay? Now we're gonna look this up after we done got past that. So in the Jewish Encyclopedia, this is what it says. In the Jewish Encyclopedia, right here. Okay. That's how we know. See? The name Edom. Let me see. We're just gonna go back because that's gonna. I don't want to go in there and look for it, but it says the name Edom is used by the Talmudists, Talmudists for the Roman Empire, and they apply to Rome every passage of the Bible referring to Esau or to Edom or because Edom is basically his people. Okay, that's how we know they're the so-called white people. We're gonna tie in some more stuff. So this is the Flavian, because they had two government systems, the Flavians and the Patricians, right? Okay, so it says the Flavian approach to government both involve both explicit and implicit exclusion. When the Vespasian returned to Rome in the mid 70s, uh, and that was like, maybe BC, I believe. It's just mid 70s. He immediately launched a series of efforts to consolidate his power and prevent future revolts. Yeah, I think it's AD. I'm not 100% sure about that. But anyways, I just wanted to make a point what they do. So immediately launched a series of efforts to consolidate his power and prevent future revolts. He offered gifts to the military and dismissed or punished soldiers loyal to Vitellius. Okay, so that's what they were. They were a government system. Okay. Three Roman governments. Okay, Vespasian, Titus, and the Minitan, who belonged to his gens. It says the Flavians, unlike the Julio-Claudians before them, were Italian gentry, not Roman aristocracy, restored the stability of Rome following the reign of Nero. And we all know who Emperor Nero is. Okay, this is all in the scriptures. So now we're gonna look patrician up. Patrician destination government. The word patrician comes from the Latin patres, meaning fathers, and these families provided empire's political, religious, and military leadership. What does that sound like? Sounds like America, Babylon the Great, and the Republicans and the Democrats. Most patricians were wealthy landowners from old families, but the class was open to chosen few who had been deliberately prompted by an emperor. Who's that sound like? Sounds like the Republicans, because they got all the fucking money. Then you got the Democrats who be trying to do all that sleazy shit. Okay? See how I said how they do? They offer gifts to the military. They be bribing and doing all that shit, trying to get acceptance by the Republicans. See what I'm saying? And now we're gonna do. I'm almost done. We're gonna close out. I tried to make, and we're gonna do a couple more things. We'll pull up precept. We're gonna close out. So it says, what is the definition of the Republican Democrat or the Republican government? What is a simple definition? Okay, anti-collectivist, anti-communist, anti-New Deal, passionately committed to limited government, free market economics, and congressional as opposed to executive prerogatives. The GOP, see, they run the shots directly or indirect, in which one in which the people directly or indirectly are the ultimate source of authority. See, they have that very power. They have all that shit. See, that's why they're running shit for most of the time. And then the Democrats, they kind of use them to fuck shit up. You see, electing representatives to make laws that serve their interests, not everybody else's, and advance the common good for them. Okay, that's what they do. They don't do shit for us. That's why they even got their own people down here with no bread and thick clay in debt. That's why they riding all over the damn place. So let me see. Okay, see this one. This was just like the Flavians. Okay, it's just like them trying to act like they're trying to fucking help everybody and bribe the shit out of everybody. A person who believes and upholds government by the people, advocate or of rule by the majority, and we know that's not true. They do it off of what they want to do. And then let's look up the Senate, because they had a Senate in Rome too. Okay. Let me go find it. Okay, the Senate became the environment of the councils, merely at their pleasure, and owning its appointment to them. It thus remained a power secondary to the magistrates. What they look like? Look, they look like white people, but they're not white. They're Edomites or Idumeans. That's what they called later, Idumeans. See, this just looks just like the public in the Senate in America, Babylon the Great. It's the same thing. Okay, just nobody's wearing togas or whatever the fuck they call those things. So now I just want to pull this up to tie in how the old Roman Empire, okay, became this place. Okay. So Malachi chapter 1, verse 4. And it reads, whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi of hosts. They shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people whom the Lord have indignation forever. See, they said that they will return. How do you return if you were cut off? He said he shut them up in the pit, and he closed them in there for it wasn't 40 years, was it? Hold on. Hold on. Let me make sure I'm right on this. Yeah, well, it was I was wrong. Okay. I said that we reigned for 4,000 years. I was talking about Solomon reigned for 40 years. So lock it. I have to put it over here or something down at the bottom. But Solomon reigned for 40 years. That's what I was talking about. But we reigned for 1,000 years, and then they came out of the caves and they did that. Okay, they came and did this. America, Babylon the Great. That's what they did. I got a little mixed up thinking about King Solomon because he ruled for 40 years, which is Yahawashi, of course. For the people who are in the know. But there's another one right here. How America invented, I got this thing right here too. How America invented race. See? Race. Okay. The white race was invented by the rich Virginians in 1676. See? It was created. Okay, and they've created our races too, right here. Okay, Deuteronomy 38, 28, 37. I'm gonna close out. Thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whither the Lord Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi shall lead thee. There it is. Okay, bywords. Okay. We can look it up real quick and then we'll close out. Because that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to look it up. Bywords is like, they call it spics, spinks, spooks, monkeys, and wetbags and savages. That stands for Negroes, Latinos, Native American, West Indian Haitians, man. They're bywords. So a proverb, a byword, sharp word, sharp cutting word, taunt. See what I'm saying? They're taunting us, trying to say we're black and we're whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because they know none of this is in the Bible. There's no white. There's Edomites and there's Israelites. And then there's Hamites and Moabites. There's different nations, but there's no white people in there. Okay? That was a made up term to hide the truth. Psalms 83. So, that's it right there. Hold on. I'm gonna put this in the comment board to make sure I Revelations chapter 20, verse 4. And I saw the thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given to them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahawashi and for the word of Yahawah. Wait. No, that's not right. Hold on, let me go. Yep, right here. Verse 2. And he laid a hold on the dragon. The dragon goes back to draconian laws, because when you look up draconian, it means like harsh laws. So he laid a hold on the dragon, which is draconian laws, and that old serpent, which is the devil. In Genesis 3:15, we talked about, and Satan, which is a spiritual demon, and bound him 1,000 years. Where? The caves. Okay. Okay. Did it in the caves. I'm gonna post this one. Post this one. Leave it up here for a second so you can see it. And then Revelation chapter 20, verse 3. And cast him into the bottomless pit and shut him up and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more. 1,000 years should be fulfilled. And then after that, he must be loosed a little season. That's this little season right now. Okay. That's what's going on. That's what's going on. So I have to put down there in the comment board that I meant to say 1,000 years, not 40. So Salakia got mixed up with the reign of Yahawashi, which is Solomon. So for a second. So Shalom to elective Israel, to hopeful elective Israel, Hebrew Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American, West Indian, Haitians, and the foreign Israelites that are scattered across the earth. I'll say Shalom. But when I have enough time, go ahead and finish this article, and we'll go into it. And DTA, Israel's up next, Lord willing. Wa abal babal, and that means death to America. So Shalom.